Yesterday we were sitting there, we were watching Sunday football, and all of a sudden, you just hear coming from the casino, because everybody's wearing their jerseys. You know, all the dealers are wearing, like, Saints jerseys and shit, and all the Eagles fans are walking around with their jerseys on. And I just hear, from fucking the other side of the casino, I just hear, asshole, asshole, asshole. And I'm thinking, like, that sounds like the shit they do at the Philly games when they point at somebody with a different jersey, right? And then I just hear, E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles. Like obnoxious as fucking hell in the casino. So me and Verzi are sitting in like this fucking, I don't know how to explain it. It looks like a dance club that you'd go into when you're playing like Grand Theft Auto. That's what it looked like. There was this big center thing that had these crazy like neon lights that would gradually change, like the background, and like Bill Cosby himself, how the background would just gradually change color. Except on his special, he had like 4 colors. This was only 2 colors. It would go from red, and then it would just morph into gold, and then back to red. It looked like a giant fucking glow stick. But there was like these go-go dancer stages, which obviously nobody was there. It was just these fucking fat football fans. By the way, football fans are the most out-of-shape fucking creeps you've ever seen in your life. Just a bunch of fatties sitting there like walruses sunning themselves, you know, before they get bit in the neck by a polar bear, right? So we're sitting there, and we're along this bench, right? And it's me, Verzi, and then this black dude was sitting there for a second, who sort of had like this African, sort of had a voodoo vibe. He had like this fucking old school, like, you know, like Run DMC, LL Cool J, when they had the big gold chains. He had a big chain like that, but it was plastic. And it was made out of yellow, just yellow plastic. Like a Fisher-Price, My First MC chain he was wearing. And he was wearing that as like a fucking 40-year-old guy, or he looked 40. The guy looked like he had a rough life. And he had all his teeth from, what's that, number 9 over. Your 2 front teeth are 8 and 9, starting from the right, going over, up top, for those of you who never worked in a dental office. So he had number 9 all the way to the back, and from fucking 8 to the other side was just completely missing. Like he took like a Mike Tyson fucking hook back in 1988. So Verzi goes up to the bar, and that dude kind of came over, voodoo guy, sits down, and I'm going like, I don't want to talk to this fucking voodoo dude, but I'm going to look like a bitch if I don't when Verzi comes back, when this fucking half a vampire is sitting here with his plastic chain. So I just tapped him, and I just said, hey, excuse me, my buddy's sitting here. And he kind of gave me a look just long enough for me to be like, am I going to fucking fight this guy? Am I going to have the weirdest bite marks on my forearm ever, where they won't even know what the fuck bit me? And then he slid over, thank God. Then, of course, Verzi, who's all personality, comes over and sits down next to the guy, and immediately they're shooting the shit like they went to fucking war together, right? So eventually the voodoo guy gets up and leaves. And then we kind of got this whole, like, bench area to ourselves. Like, cushion bench. It's nice, you know? We're watching the fucking games, having a good time. And then this other dude comes over. Another black dude. Don't worry, eventually I'll be making fun of a white dude, so this doesn't seem like it's just fucking me being freaked out by black people. And this guy comes over, and he looked like Thurman Thomas, like how Thurman Thomas would look now. And you know those people, when they sit down, they never stop rocking? He was doing that. He was just sitting there fucking rocking, just back and forth, kind of doing this OCD thing with his fingers, and then like muttering to himself, right? And he was sitting like, we're on this giant bench of cushions. So he's like, there's one empty cushion between Verzi and this guy. And Verzi's so locked into the game, he's watching the Giants Steelers, that he doesn't see this fucking dude like rocking back and forth. And I'm laughing my ass off. So finally, because I keep seeing people wanting to sit down in that seat, and then they see this dude, fucking Thurman Thomas, the old Thurman, fucking rocking back and forth. I steal the Giants. I'm just doing this fucking Rain Man shit, and I'm laughing my ass off. And I thought Verzi saw him. So right as Verzi's taking a swig of his drink, I said, hey, Verzi, you see that guy there? And he looks over at him, and he almost does a spit take. I go, he's the human equivalent of, you know those things at the airport that are always spinning to keep the fucking birds off the runway so they don't fly into the engine? He's literally the human equivalent of that, preventing anyone from sitting in that seat. And right as I get done saying that, this fucking Eagles fan comes over with the T-shirt on, astronaut haircut, and just fucking like movie drunk, right? Overacting drunk, stumbling over and fucking just sits down like on fucking one ass cheek, totally leaning his head. He starts sliding down almost into Verzi. Verzi's like, whoa, hey, easy. And then this fucking, the two worlds collides. This fucking guy, like, I don't know what he did. If he, like, shotgunned some whiskey or if he actually took some drugs because he was fucking out of it. Starts tapping Rain Man Thurman Thomas. He taps him. And, like, the way this dude was rocking and talking to himself, I wouldn't even think that he could have a fucking conversation. But the second this fucking drugged up Eagles fan tapped fucking Rain Man Thurman Thomas, the dude just snapped out of it and was like a fucking state trooper. He just looked at the dude. And the fucking Eagles fan is like, said something like, you know, I said, how you doing or how you living or something? And the dude just looked at him and he was like, how you living? And he had this fucking look on his face, like this pissed off look. And the kid tried to high five him. And the guy, all of a sudden, he just looked like he had like that special needs strength and was literally just going to fucking punch this kid's lower jaw off. Fortunately, that didn't happen. And Rain Man Thurman Thomas slid over one more chair. So now we got this fucking guy. And he keeps passing out, falling on into Verzi. And then he try and high-five us. And we finally ended up having to get security. We felt like assholes, but it was just like he was going to puke. You could just tell he was going to puke on somebody. So the security came over. Eventually got rid of him. So then Verzi, because he's Mr. Personality, has to talk to fucking, you know, Thurman, fucking Dustin Hoffman, right? And he goes, he said something about the guy. Hey, that guy was, he seemed like he was pretty drunk. He seemed like he was going to puke. And the fucking Rain Man dude stopped fucking rocking and looked at him. He looked like he was going to get his ass kicked. And we were like, all right, man, nice talking to you. And then immediately went right back to just sitting there fucking rocking. I couldn't figure the guy out. He either had some sort of mental problem or he had like fucking 20 grand on the game that he didn't have. I don't know. Was that even remotely fucking amusing? I have no idea. I'm fucking sitting here with headphones on. I can't hear myself. This is the Monday Morning Podcast, by the way. What the fuck? I gotta do 2 quick advertisements for this week.